I put up on my Instagram yesterday that I would film a YouTube video for this weekend, and so I am doing that. I'm currently in the kitchen right now making my first meal of the day. It is 6:26. I got up about 5:45. I'm actually house sitting for my parents right now, so there are 6 dogs in the house. We're definitely a dog family. Just took all the bulldogs out, and then we've got 1 Shih Tzu and a Shih Tzu mix. So all the dogs just got taken outside, fed the bulldogs, and now it's time for me to eat. So I actually started off with plain water and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And now I'm making my morning shake, which consists of, right now going into this contest, half a cup of oatmeal, just old-fashioned oats, 2 scoops of whey isolate protein. I throw in 1 scoop of greens in there, 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, and then along with this shake, we're also gonna have half a cup of egg whites and 2 whole eggs. So that will be meal 1. Egg whites. And actually, I don't see eggs in here, so it looks like we're gonna have to improvise, which just means we're gonna probably add in another half cup. So probably gonna make this a full cup of oats, but anyway, I like to turn my pan just under high, like on 7 or 8, and let it preheat for a little bit. Coat it with a little bit of pan and slap those bad boys on it. Okay, so our egg whites actually just finished cooking up. I know some people are like weird about salting their food and stuff, but if you guys ever do any research on how sodium and potassium work in conjunction with each other, you will soon be convinced that it's okay to salt your food, unless you're pre-hypertension or something like that. But I like to use just my best choice is pink Himalayan, next natural sea salt, and I also sprinkle, just because I like it, a little bit of Laurie's seasoning salt on it. And that's just honestly taste preference, and I really don't put that much on. Guys, there you have it. Meal 1. 1 cup of egg whites. It's my shake. I promise it doesn't taste as gross as it looks, but that's what we're gonna be working with for legs today. So I know it's not as carved up as I'd like it to be, but we make it work at this time. Got to the gym. I told you already we're doing legs. Today we're kind of focusing on quads, and so to kind of give you a rundown of what we're gonna be doing in here, we're gonna start off with a compound movement. So we're gonna start off with some front squats. We're gonna do sets of 8, and everything's gonna be 5 sets today, pretty high volume. Try to go fairly heavy on the first exercise, but then after that, pretty much everything is gonna be just trying to connect with the muscle, get blood flow to it, and ultimately try not to get hurt. So with only a couple weeks left in this prep, I'm not trying to push anything too heavy. The weight's already been moved, honestly. So we've been lifting pretty heavy since September. So now that it's February and the show's next month, you know, the muscle's been built. We're just trying to maintain it and shred down as much fat as possible. So time to go in here. I'm sipping on my pre-workout in my sick Honda Civic, and we're about to go in here and get this shit done. So just finished up legs, and now we've got 1 hour of cardio. Just doing low intensity, steady state, 3.0 on the treadmill, 20-minute mile for 1 hour. And then food because I'm hungry. All right, so just got back from the gym, training legs. And now it's time for the best part, time to make some food. So I went to Costco, picked up some asparagus and about 6 pounds of tilapia. So pretty much what I'm living on right now is my shake in the morning, a midday shake, and then fish and veggies, and then egg whites. So super high protein right now, very low carb. Obviously trying to lose as much fat as possible for the show coming up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff started up. Seasoning, got the oven preheating. Sometimes I like to cook this stuff in the air fryer. I'm actually probably gonna cook the asparagus in the air fryer. I'll show you guys how to do that in a minute. And if you don't have one, why it's such a convenient investment and how it really speeds the process up on preparing some of these foods. All right, nothing too crazy special here. Like I said, hey, chill out. Jeez. Just a little bit of Lowry's, like so. And then this one is kind of like a all-purpose seasoning. It's got some onions and some other dried ingredients in there. Kind of makes it like a crusted tilapia. And then we're gonna pop these in the oven for about 15 minutes, maybe a little less, on 425. We'll be good to go. These things are so freaking sweet. So I just rinsed the asparagus, trimmed off the bottoms so that they fit perfectly in here. Slide this guy in and put them on, we'll do 400 for about 10 minutes. Really digging food prepping at Mom's house because her kitchen's massive. She's got like a double oven. This is like friggin' perfect. And let's see, timer, we'll do 12 minutes. Sweet. Asparagus just finished up, and that's what we're looking at. It's got like a perfect little crunch to it, kind of makes the tips on a little crispy, and it only took 10 minutes to do this. I didn't have to really touch it with the exception of trimming the ends, so. Air fryers are beasts. All right, here's the result of meal 2. 8 ounces tilapia, half a cup of egg whites, and 5 ounces of sweet potato. At the end of this video, I'll make sure I throw up all the macros for this stuff. So I almost forgot to film my third meal. I took a small nap, like a little over an hour, and woke up starving hungry. So meal 3, pretty similar to meal 2. I've got 8 ounces of tilapia, just over 100 grams of asparagus, and half a cup of egg whites. The only difference is, excuse me, you don't get any. No. The only difference is that there's not really any carbs in this one besides the simple carbs in the asparagus. We're timing carbs around training, so I get that small half cup of oats in the morning, and then the 5 ounces of potato in the post-workout. So everything else after that is pretty much no carb. Dude. All right, it is time for meal 4. It is actually just after 5:30 right now. My last meal was at about 2:30. And so this is the midday shake I was telling you about. This is actually my second to last meal. It's actually pretty simple. So all we're putting in this is plain water. I fill my shaker cup. Actually, I fill all my drinks up with water that I put in this, and that's solely for the fact that 3 of these is about a gallon of water, and I'm shooting for at least a gallon a day. So anything over that, this is actually the start of my 4th bottle of this, so my water intake today is good. I've already got 1 tablespoon of MCT oil in here. You can kind of see it. All that is, it's just an oil derived from coconuts, medium chain triglycerides, if you're wanting the full term. So all that's going in here is water, the MCT oil, and we're gonna put 2 scoops of protein in it. So that's already cleared out. So 2 scoops is 60 grams. So we'll try to get as close to 60 as we can. Hey, that's perfect. Right on the dot. 1 scoop. This one's gonna come up a little short. And let's see. Boom, 60 grams. So that's all that we're having for meal 4. Yeah, 4th meal of the day. Okay, so I told you guys I was gonna put up the macros, but I just figured it'd be just as easy for me to write them out. So for today, the total came out to 2,047 calories. At the peak of my bulk, I was eating around 4,300 calories, to put it into perspective of kind of what the deficit is that we're in right now. 71 grams of carbs total, 61 grams of fat, and 310 grams of protein. In all honesty, the majority of the fats come from the MCT oil. I find it highly digestible for me and a quick source of energy. Small studies have shown body thermogenesis with it, and maybe some body recomposition stuff, but I'm not really attributing any success to that. It's just an easy source of fat to put into things, especially shakes and stuff like that. So for those of you that want to pause the video, I do have each and individual meal broke down for the 3 macro nutrient breakdowns. But yeah, that's what I consume in a day right now. Prep really isn't that hard until you come to Mom's house. It's like, let's see, we got pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts, peanut butter Pop-Tarts, s'mores Pop-Tarts, brown sugar Pop-Tarts, Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, Dippin' Dots cereal. I don't even know what that tastes like, but I want to. And then what the hell? Really? The time has come. Time for the final meal of the day. We're gonna go asparagus and tilapia and another staple, egg whites. Pretty much the same as last meal, just an additional half cup of egg whites. So I'm gonna go ahead and start weighing this shit out. And I am starving for whatever reason. I shouldn't say for whatever reason, I know why, but days that I do legs and then do post cardio afterwards, I am like, every 2 to 3 hours, I'm freaking starving. So I'm super excited to eat right now. Okay, just got our fish and asparagus all weighed out. Another 8 ounces of tilapia, 125 grams of asparagus, and then we got our egg whites cooking right here. So they can't cook fast enough though, like seriously, I'm starving.